Well, this was not on my bingo card, and okay. Well, I want to do things for channel members. I don't want to do something like a squeezing dollar thing, but I do put some time and research into things, and this is depressing. So let me do some two. This will be a double, triple, double, whatever the way you're calling it. Okay, so like that word racism, and not the key subject here will be the chomo. Gets a lot of triggers and alarms. So it's like, well, okay, well, you got to give me more information because too many false alarms. So let us get to it. Let me give the broad context for both cases. And yeah, tells you where anti-Scientology has gone. Well, not real anti-Scientology. Let me get the big clickbait out of the way that Ethan, he runs a really big podcast, world famous, big YouTuber, and apparently he's a fan of the anti-Scientology. Not good anti-Scientology, but so he's a friend with Streets LA, who is a very problematic activist out in LA. But apparently Ethan is aware of Streets LA, and his podcast even considered having on Aaron Smith Levin. Let's get right to the punchline. Basically, Ethan has been embroiled in a lot of controversial debates over Israel, and some people are like, I think he's gone too far. If he wants to be pro-Israeli, fine, that's a bad enough position. But more and more clips are emerging of his racism. So apparently, some people clipped him apparently on vacation, and he's walking with some Muslims and calls them Allah Akbars, right? And this is fairly normal in that part of the world. There through loudspeakers, you can hear these very loud Muslim prayers, and Ethan's like false panicking, saying, "Oh, guys, I'm getting scared. Oh my god, I need to get out of here." So yeah, Smooth Brain does seem to be full on Islamophobic. Is it racism or is it more? No, because he says Arabs a lot. So, all right, okay, there we go. Well, I'll give him this. He hasn't had on Aaron officially. They're thinking about it, but okay, so at least he's staying away from the worst part of anti pro science. Who cares anymore? Yeah, it's all degenerating into racist neo-Nazi drivel nonsense. So I've already covered the knife hoarder controversy. I just want this as the background. So there's a controversy whether knife hoarder can be labeled a Nazi or not. I think he can. But then we're back to what kind of Nazi? Racist Nazi? Not racist Nazi? Well, anyway, nitpicking the whole thing. But I know predictably, I can foresee a bazillion miles away because one of knife hoarder's enemy is, and I don't like the guy either, is Tommy Scoville. That's not his real name. He's a fake fraud. And in Scoville's past, and by the way, he brags about this, he's a complete criminal. But with one crime, he's been consistently deceptive about. So he says it was statutory with a young girl. It wasn't statutory. Yes, technically he was young. The victim was very young. He was technically underage too. And well, it's an SO offense. So that's on the record. We've got court documents. But I know now that I'm being critical of some parts of FTG and even Aaron, you know what the accusation's going to be. Well, I think we know what's going on with you, boy. You must be one of them chomos. I don't know. It's like anti-Semitism. Like, how do you defend yourself against the charge saying, I don't think you care about them Palestinians, boy. I think you're an anti-Semite. I don't know. So I was debating. I'm going to do the full thing for the channel members. I can't give away all information because YouTube is very nervous about info. So I can only go with the Twitter stuff. He has an online channel. He has a YouTube channel. I don't think this guy's a threat, but let me just give the whole thing. And it's, you decide for yourself, guys. It sounds hilarious and also kind of disturbing. So the thing is that Ethan Van Sciver, a controversial comic book artist, he's very right wing, very pro Trump. Ironically, his enemy, Eric July, is also very pro Trump. So this is kind of like this weird inter civil war between the right wing. So it's escalating. So Eric put out a dumb tweet, as he does. And he said basically, oh, have fun. Whatever. And Ethan responded, F U, comma N. Ethan is white. Eric is black. Is that racism? Well, it's definitely near the borderline. Definitely borderline. Like, I like Ethan. I support Ethan. You can consider this hypocrisy if you like. By the way, Ethan has tons of black fans, tons of them. So, yeah, not a racist, but he's super ultra Trump. Make of that what you will. So, a smooth brain tries to get in on it. And by the way, like, again, go back to the beginning, charges of racism, false charges, like, eh. But a black man spoke up and said, I think that's racist. I think you've been racist for quite a while, Ethan. So I'm like, all right, well, let's take this charge seriously. Let's go through it. And so he goes through the FUN and say, you mask off racism. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit more. And I was just watching this thing on Twitter out of nowhere. So it says, the guy's a predator. Okay, so let me go through the whole thing. So on Twitter, this guy is Mu Gamma. So, because a lot of smooth brains in the audience, I want to forewarn. There's more than one Mu Gamma, guys. So watch out. So I don't want you to go, Mu Gamma. Yes, the name is Mu Gamma. If you know Twitter, you have several different names. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. So the real guy behind the Mu Gamma is, we'll say Michael. And these are all receipts. This looks totally legit. It's out there. So born 1985. I guess maybe he's 40 now, late 30s. And there it is. Offense 2907 04A. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really familiar with this world. And I have to be, it's YouTube. This is not the exact thing, but it is, misconduct with minor. S motivation. Okay. And convicted September 2009. And he is labeled Tier 2 SO or S offender. He has a YouTube channel, and it's the whole thing. Apparently, he's on a registry because they're giving me the register number. Now, I want to be clear. We live in a world where you can have fake receipts, so I want to be very careful, but this seems real. And again, I was like a little like, are you kidding me? I mean, seriously? This guy's saying racism, that guy's saying, predator. I mean, come on, really? But I triple checked. So yeah, Mu Gamma is this. And when he was confronted, he was like joking about it, saying, oh yeah, well, Ethan's still a racist. Right. And he's not a nice guy. He's gone into a lot of fights. Again, I feel a little weird here. His YouTube channel is really small. This is a really small YouTube channel, guys. So I'm going to be careful there. I will do something fuller for the channel members. But I try to be fair to people, devil's advocate. So what happened? I don't know. And this happened in Ohio. I mean, the laws are very particular per state, per locality. So how do they do things over there? But I mean, I would imagine if you're on a registry and you have to check in with the police and say, hey, I did this, it's probably pretty bad. And I don't think he's denying that he's guilty, but he said, I was a hero. I was helping her out and things happened. Okay. Maybe a little bit more information, but that's his story. There we are. So I don't know, man. I think if you have this in your background, you'd be a little bit more careful in terms of throwing wild accusations. But no, Smooth Brain is like, so what? But I want to close with some clarity. There is zero evidence that Eric July knows this guy. To be very clear, there's no direct connection to Eric. To be fair, he is clearly an Eric July fan. He's promoting Eric all the time, loves Eric. He's a pro, by the way, he's a pro-Trump guy too. He's like, oh, Charlie Kirk, I love him. So he's a very right-wing black guy. Make of that what you will. Eric is too. So there is, though, one Eric super fan, and he's friends with this guy. So it is fair to say the Eric July fandom has whatever you're going to call them. SOs, the PD, the files, whatever you want to term them. In that circle, they are there. I'm just doing truth and labeling. I don't know if Eric is aware of this dilemma. He and Ethan constantly fight each other on Twitter. And to put him out, there's a lot of spying going on. It would be hard to believe that one of his spy fans did not tell him, oh yeah, one of your guys went after Ethan, calling him a racist. Oh, that's good. That's good. Call him out. Call him out. Yeah, the guy has this in his background. Oh. So again, we don't know. I don't know if Eric is aware of this man. I'm pretty sure one of the fans who's helping this guy out, Eric is aware of that guy. But I'll do more digging. So at this point, he's in the Eric July fandom. Not saying that's representative of that fandom, but that's where he is. I don't know if Eric knows this guy. But Eric has already embraced some pretty crazy, stupid people. So there you go. So I want to be very clear. No evidence that Eric himself knows this guy or is embracing this part of the fandom. But his fandom now encompasses these people, and they're not being exiled. They're not being like, oh, get away from Eric. They're like, oh, okay. Because I guess because he's black, that's okay now. Well, there you go. I'm just laying out the receipts. So make of that what you will. You can find this guy, Mugama, Twitter. Be careful. There's a couple Mugamas, so don't be like, oh, Lord, did you blah, blah. There's a couple. I know, it's like, Mugamas? There you go. I guess Mugama is more popular than I thought. Mu into the gamma. Oh, the Greeks are crying now.
Okay. And then she, in the comments, I do remember, she said, I tortured my children. Okay. I tapped one on the butt with a wooden spoon once, and I put a little bit of red hot sauce on their tongue, which she loves it. She laughs about it. But yeah.